Hey guys, welcome to Farming Simulator 19 on Oakfield Farm with Seasons. So, we are carrying on from spraying. Obviously we had course play on this last time. I forgot to save the course, and I think, I forgot to save the course, I think I just did it on purpose, purely because there's really not a lot of field left. So I think in reality we've only got like one pass left. Still got the weeds in there, unfortunately. Can't seem to spray them off yet. I think you need to wait until the crop's got a bit more to grow. So we had the dilemma last time we streamed the map, whether we should get chickens or whether we will not. Now, the crop we're on right now is actually barley. So we have 0 wheat, we have 0 barley to feed the chickens. So then I was like, well, we could just buy a couple of pallets of feed, and apparently that lasts not very long. I don't know, it's just barley, I believe, or wheat, or whatever it is. I think it's just wheat. So I don't know what we'll do. I'm very tempted to get chickens, actually. Very tempted to get chickens indeed. I threw some chickens in last night. I was bored, didn't really want to play too much that required a lot of thinking, so germination failed there. Again. Interesting. I played a bit of Farm Sim last night on Lone Oak. I got some chickens there. I was actually, as far as money goes on that map, I'm doing very well. Mainly because of the cotton. So, got chickens on there. We've got the same ones that I'll get on here, basically. And fed them. Luckily we had wheat on there and barley, so there was no major issue. And looking at the amount of fertilizer we got, we may actually have to run up here with the nurse tank, especially once we do the field right in front of us. And definitely going to need to do some weed spraying. Jeez, yeah, we got some weeds. I need to remember to spray as soon as you've got the crop on the ground there. Losing my train of thought big time today. Jeez. Big time. So it looks like yesterday we had a few mod updates. The crawler tractor that I love, that got updated. Which I haven't done yet myself because I know they're going to have the sounds at max 1 million still. It's a loud tractor on the squeaks, so I've got that on my downloads and to-do list to go through and update it, but then put the sound fixes in that I've personally done, because it's just, I love the tractor, it's just too loud on the squeaks, it's obnoxious. Like, I get they squeak, but not to that degree. I don't think. Not unless it's extremely loose tracks. I'd rather hear the thumping of the tracks, the clacker, clackety clack. I don't know how to say it. Is that it? Will you spread the whole field? As I'm sat there slipping on coffee. Oh no, here we are. It works out perfect actually, because what we can do is just slip through part of the hedge there that's relatively low. Alright, get rid of the line and just run down here quick because it missed a wee bit. Want to get this all fertilised for obvious reasons. Yeah, that'll do. Now the patches and stuff like that, it's germination failure from last time around, and there's nothing I can do about it. No, hedge that low, I think you would drive through it. I'm a big component of having like pieces of hedges missing so you can actually do that in the game. On maps. Obviously, modern maps and stuff like that. Alrighty. Every time I park up next to that damn pole, it's so loud. There we go. Right, so we'll go to the GPS menu, get rid of the line, and open up this. Course generation, that one. One headland, doesn't have any islands, that's right. Generate. That one. First waypoint, drive course. I think we're definitely going to need to get the nurse tank up here, so we shall go ahead and head back down to the yard, and oh darn, the ford's right here. I've been using this thing a lot of lately. A lot. I really enjoy using it. We had the 7810 there, ready to get some wheat and barley for the chickens. I realised I didn't have any wheat and barley. You know what? Change of plan. I'll use this. And it looks like we're gonna have to buy some more fertilizer. Crap, that's not gonna be cheap. Because what we can do is we can head down to the biogas plant and go load up the bales into the shredder thingamajig, whatever it's called. Yes, English. The English language has completely escaped me today, it would appear. Gotta admit, as much as I really do not like the interior of the loader here, it is a good machine. It really is. Did we get stuck on something? At times it does seem the steering's a little funky in it. I don't know if any of you have had that issue where it just seems weird. Now, if that field's not planted, it's not. Is that the right one? Is that the big one? Yeah. We'll just cut right up through the middle of it. I don't know if it actually shaves any time off of us. But they haven't ploughed it yet. They haven't seeded it yet. So, yeah, why not? And also in doing that, I can actually run with this down. And just hammer up the top. But overall, I like this thing, actually. I really do. It's just the interior. I'm not a fan of in the Polish pack. I doubt it'll happen, but I hope it gets revisited. I think they had to cut corners on it, and this isn't anything sort of negative or anything like that. It's just they had to cut corners because they did put a lot of detail in the engine and everything. It's polys where could probably been spent in the cab. Like, you look around the dash, maybe it's just the texture work, I don't know. It seems... I don't know, the textures don't seem good. It seems almost like it's a DDS texture instead of a UDM texture, I think. Looking at it. Where you can see the pixelation on the colours where... I get what they've tried to do. I just don't know how to describe it. Like, the normal maps where you see stuff that looks 3D, actually just here, where it's tried to get a darker edge on it. It's just created weird pixelations. I know exactly... Oh, it's the jack that keeps catching because this thing's so damn low. I know exactly what I think they've tried to do, and it's in the past when I've retextured stuff, it's been a pain in the rear end. It's stuff like that I feel like could be improved. Guess we get used to seeing stock in game stuff like that up there. Actually, that's supposed to be a mirror, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a rear view mirror. There is no mirrors on this thing. Huh. I never actually noticed that. Alrighty. Alright. Time to open up the bank book. That's right, I'm surprised I haven't been called out for this. I've got the dollar sign up there from when I was playing Lonuk. It's even under. How much was it? 14 grand. Oh, money. Pound. There we go. That's not bad, I guess. You watch. I've done this and now I don't need it. Oh, it's getting caught on the bottom. I'm surprised that jack doesn't actually rotate around. I guess because it's supposed to hold quite a bit of weight. It can't. Oh, we may actually have to TARDIS, I wonder. I wonder if this thing's gonna just go, nope. You want me to do what? With 10,000 litres of liquid on the back end? Now, this trailer pack, some people haven't seen it, or get confused of where it come from. It's from Modding Welt, if memory serves correctly. It can hold all sorts. You can see the plaque on the front. Liquid fertilizer, herbicide, fuel, milk, obviously water because the stock in game one's water. Whole bunch of different stuff. Slurry. Basically, if it's a liquid in the game, it can hold it. Damn near. I edited the liquid fertilizer and herbicide to hold 10,000 litres. It's the only ones I was interested in as a nurse tank, basically. So I could basically buy it in bulk, take it down to the yard. I know I'm not going to use it all in a year, sort of thing. It's almost as, I guess, looking back at it now, getting ready for seasons when I wasn't. Now, this thing obviously can't hold 10,000 litres IRL. It's played around with the numbers there, and it works. It works fine. I could make it hold probably a lot more, but nowadays with the way the game works, and it's really cut down on these mods, which, yeah, I kind of like that. You can't make something have a stupid amount of literage anymore in the game. Where you remember back in the day, you used to see mods that could hold 100,000 litres of stuff. Well, you can't do that now because weight is a factor in the game, which never used to be. And I love the fact it is. Granted, I've got that a realistic weight mod in. I don't know if it affects liquid fertilizer, herbicide, stuff like that, any liquids as well, but it feels like it does. And you can see this thing struggling there, which again, IRL it would. This thing isn't meant to be pulling 19 ton of stuff, more than likely. Basically, when you think when this is from, which is probably what, the 80s, maybe even the 60s. We're here. I'm so glad I found that cut through. Alright, down the road we go. Actually, first of all, we'll see what the JCBs are. I wish we had glance. I really wish we had glance. Up in the top right corner, I'll be able to look across and go, okay, it's got X amount of leaders left. It could probably get through that field, honestly. It could probably... I probably didn't need to come up here and do this. But you never know. Well, I got caught on a ridge. I think on the way back I'm going to need a tractor. Can't wait to get this stuff off the ground too. So, I had a few people recently ask about the class DLC and... Ooh. I thought that was supposed to be a shuttle. I'm asking, am I going to get it early? When will I get it? Stuff like that. Will I get it early? I have no idea. Because, yes, Giant's media partner and all that, I've had the previous DLCs for free. But the way I work with stuff, I don't presume that I'm going to get it. I think that honestly is the best way to do it. It's not going to sound like you're entitled to it, which I'm not. So the best way I do it personally is, yes, I've got stuff in the past. Will I get it? I don't know. When will I get it? I don't know. I think people are excited to see it, basically, more than anything, which I am too, honestly. I'm looking forward to seeing it and getting it in game and gushing over it, to be quite honest with you. So, who knows? It's a big DLC. Do we get it a week before it releases? Do we get it a few days before? It varies, and we've had stuff different times. We've got at different times. That DLC, because it is a bigger one, we may get it a little earlier to promote it for a bit longer, as it is a major one, but Class may have stipulations. They don't want it put out there for it. It's definitely a different one as far as that goes, because I do believe Class did make quite a few demands with this one. I've heard on the grapevine the 3D tracks were in fact Class is saying, so we want 3D tracks. I'm not going to get on that bandwagon, but you guys know my feelings on the 3D tracks. All I'll say is it should have been in the game from the get-go, personally. The tractors look so much better with 3D tracks. So they've had that type of stuff. I feel they did have quite an input. But looking at that breakdown, the Class Gamescom trailer, Giants were dirty with it. And right towards the end, very quick succession, and it is literally a frame of video, you see several different wheel loaders. And this is wheel loaders that, quite frankly, I didn't know Class had anything to do with. And they're smaller wheel loaders. To be quite honest, for example, it's something over here you would see a company using for snow clearing. We know the big Class Toro, I think it is a Liebherr design. It's rebranded for Class to put into the agricultural market under Liebherr's name, I guess, in a way. Well, under Liebherr to put into the agricultural market under Class's name. So, me and Dave got to do some digging after I rewatched it, thanks to you guys telling me, hey, there's more wheel loaders in there. So, I checked that out, and there's actually 3 different kinds of wheel loaders. 2 of them are not sold through the UK website by the looks of things. The UK website doesn't have anything to do with them. If you look it up and you want to look them up, it is actually on the Czech Republic website you can find those loaders on. And they're interesting. They are, whether they'll be front loaders, whether the 2 of them will be, well, whether they'll be wheel loaders or whether they'll be under the wheel loader bracketry, I have no idea. But they are interesting. A smaller one for sure will be very, very useful. And I'm kind of intrigued to see if we'll get anything from Realmus Modding as far as snow clearing, as far as that one goes. Because it really will be a good snow clearing machine, trust me. Those are used quite heavily over here. Now, has it automatically stacked those bales again, like it did the other day on me? I bet you it has, looking at the fact they're rode up the way they are. Yep, that's irritating. I unloaded them on the trailer. I left the truck here on purpose because it did it on me already. So hopes that it's just going to leave them loaded there. I'm going to be able to drop the trailer, run away with the truck, and carry on. Nope, after you reload the game it loads the bales automatically back on there. Which I guess is good for if you're weren't trying to do that, and it could cause issues when they load back in. It's probably why it does it. The script for these isn't a... Wow, the LOD on that's aggressive. The script for these auto-load trailers, same with this bale fork actually, is basically the in-game auto-load mechanic. That's why I'd love the person who made this bale fork for me. I would love, absolutely love, for them to put it on the mod hub, because it would do well. And it's an in-game script. As far as I'm aware, it's an in-game script. And I've tried to persuade them to release it, but I don't know whether I want to or not. It's one of the only times where I'll say this is a straight up private mod, and I'm not a fan of using private stuff. I say, well, usually, because this is the exception, I guess. I'd get too angry and messing around with the bales otherwise. Alright, we'll just drop these here. Pick up that. Now you may be wondering why I made these just for this money. All leads down to money. Now, I'm in two minds whether to get cows. We've got the silage for them. From what people were saying yesterday in the live stream, which was Wednesday for you guys, cows actually take a full year to reproduce milk. So you've got a full year of feeding them without getting any benefit or any reality, any money out of them. Which makes sense. I'm actually for now going to leave this just down here. Okay, that's there, that's off. Back to this. It's going to work out perfect, this one actually. Stop driver, nuke the course, jump into that. Actually, we've had a productive video already, good lord. I like it when the videos are actually productive. So, yeah, we've got the cows. I don't know what I do as far as that. Chickens, I wouldn't mind getting them today in this video. So I'll probably load the skid steer up on the Chieftain and go off to get some feed, fill them up. I bought 20 chickens on Lone Oak, and they were the Rhode Island Reds. It's the same chickens we had down on the farm. On the I'd say it's a farm, it was a small holding. You guys know the story if you're OGs on the channel of that place. Very, very near and dear to my heart, that one. We had Rhode Island Reds on that, so I've got happy memories of friggin' trying to dig for worms in the horse manure pile for the chickens, and the chickens trying to get in the way with my damn fork, almost skewing some. So I'll always get those just for that. No rooster, don't need. Well, I could actually get the rooster involved, so we get chicks, but you don't see them, unfortunately. Hopefully one day in the game you actually get a few of those running around. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to try and just get 2,000 litres in here. It's like a damn fuel pump when you're clicking. Hey, 2001. A little over. Can you test your reaction time, basically? Alrighty, so... Course 29. I really need to go through and just save courses for everything and folder them up. I started to do that. I can't remember what map I did that on. I want to say it was Lone Oak. One headland. Yep. Generate course. First waypoint. Drive course. Alright, that should be golden. Alright, so what we can do actually. Down here. I keep saying this. I keep forgetting. Do I have this skid steer? Yeah, the skid steer. There's a part of me that thinks I didn't bother with the skid steer. No, I did. I had the black one. Right? That was on the Oakfield, wasn't it? Damn. Do I have the front loader stuff? I'm thinking of the old Oakfield save, I think, where I have friend loader stuff as well. Do I really just have the telehandler? Is that why I've been losing my mind thinking that I've had the skid steer on here? Okay, yeah, with them. No, I guess I'm going to be spending some money. Quite a bit of money. Okay, so we are going to get the chickens. So for now, unfortunately, we're going to have to go this. This holds 1,000 litres. 20 chickens didn't even take yeah, it took 1,000 litres of wheat, so it says it's wheat. I'll just, for now, buy 2 of these. And I don't think I have... Yeah, no. I'm thinking of the other Oakfield game save that I had. It could be different, you know, actually. Yeah, but this is cheaper. Screw it, this is cheaper. And we want... yeah, those ones. Those just look better. They look like the industrial ones compared to those. I've never seen these type of tires on a skid steer before. Or straight up ag tires. Although they do look mean, this actually clips into it a little. So we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. No triangle, miter, rim colour. Keep it as is. I think that's how it's shipped, so we'll buy that. And then we go over to this one, skid steer loaders. We'll buy that. We'll buy that. This isn't going to be cheap. And we'll buy the weight. And the Spitfires are coming over again. I've loaded up the game, so I've maybe been in the game for at least probably about 40 minutes. I think it's every 40 minutes they come over. Okay. Well, we've got this thing down here. To not upset any of you guys that wanted to see this beast. We'll head up. Hey, almost. Oh, I need to return that friggin' thing too. That cost me last time, I forgot about that. We'll go get the Chieftain tray. Hopefully it's going to hook up to this okay. It should. Let it all hook up. We're good. This trailer, I've actually experienced this with pretty much all of the low loader trailers. Modern ones at least. I can't speak for the stock and game stuff. If you start pulling off and it's not fully off the ground, if you like, it's almost like the collision that locks it into place kind of acts up and it starts doing some whacked out crap. Now, I say stock and game stuff, we haven't got any stock and game low loader tractor pool stuff like this, which is kind of interesting. I'm surprised Giants have never looked into that. Or just made a generic Lizard branded one. That's one thing, as long as they didn't have Lizard plastered all over it, because I can't stand that. Just made a generic home build, if you like. Yeah, they could get away with that. What lanes are in? Over there. We're going for it. I do like this Ford. Now some of you may say it's really dirty. Yes, it's the yard tractor. It's the tractor we don't give a crap about. It's a tractor that's never going to get washed. It's going to stay dirty. It's going to stay... yeah, I'll get some maintenance eventually. Reality, I should have had this on the sprayer, but the ability to move around relatively quick made me go to this instead. I say, the ability to move around fairly quick as we're going 26 miles an hour. And still overtaking the traffic. The Unimog is slipping. It's got caught in a tree somewhere. Well, we're almost there, and it's getting redder and redder, so it's slipping even more. At times I wish, it wouldn't look good, at times I wish the tips of the booms just didn't have collisions. But those were built for stock Giants maps. So stock Giants maps doesn't have hedges or trees at the edge of the fields. Typically like UK stuff. And this right here exactly is why... Oh, it's fixed itself, sweet. Why we'll probably never see a British map that Giants have made. For that exact reason alone. Shiny new things, although it's not new because I thought I already had it. Alright, engine off. That, yep, that's unloading. Let's go tower across to the dam. Oh, stuck on that? Really? As long as it doesn't lower, it should be fine now. Alright, that should be all the way down. Beautiful. I really thought I had one of these already. I must have been kept on thinking of... the old Oakfield save, because I had the black one on it. Which I remember very much because the middle center support on the bucket there stays yellow. Which I'm kind of surprised we've not seen a fix for that kind of stuff yet. Yeah, this is just 1,000 liters of wheat. Now granted, when I set this game save up, I probably made the conscious decision not to go for a skid steer because I was just going to do everything with the telehandler. Now we're getting into some of the animal stuff like this, it's going to be useful. That is for darn sure. No way is it slipping again. Hopefully it'll figure itself out. Drop that. How long will we be going? 33 minutes. Put the rear weight on. I always just buy that as default now. Especially using the pallet forks, it can be worth its weight in gold. Do I have the pallet mod for the... Yes, this. So we're not faffing around with friggin... anything else. I don't know how well this is going to work, but... kind of tempted to leave the bucket with us, but... well, here. At the same time, Might as well take it all. Then we can just head back down to the yard. Now on Lone Oak I grabbed 2 of these things. We'll just grab 1 now because we're kind of running out of room on that damn trail. I think that all this is, I can't remember who made this. Whoever did, fair play. But I think that all this is basically an emptied sheep pallet thing with pallet of wool. As them, I was hoping it would go over that, but probably because it's on the forks it won't. Fold that up. Now, chickens you don't need to transport, obviously. Most of you know that at this point. Come on, fold up. Good to go. That's quite the load if I ever saw one. There's been several times I'd have needed this damn skid steer too. This thing's definitely heavier. This thing is definitely heavier. I'm not sure if I've sprayed the rest of the fields or not. Really can't remember. Because we've got a couple more live streams. So we'll end up... that bucket's sliding off. We'll end up probably getting to almost the point of being ready to harvest very quick. That bucket actually sliding. If I lose the bucket, the skid steer is going to go flying. I'll lose the pallet. Alright, we'll go investigate this damn thing again. Oh yeah, now it's completely stuck. This is why I hate the pivot steering on this thing, because if it didn't have that, 9 times out of 10, it would actually get itself out of issues like this. Is it not done? If you ask me, that looks pretty much done. Oh, that tiny corner over there, okay. Oh yeah, I see it now. Wow. How did that get all the way down there? Hopefully we'll be okay, question mark. It may not be. What's the turning circle on this? Bump it down to 10, it could be why. Alright, let's get the thumbnail for this quick before that gets hung up on something else. Boom. And that's where I will leave it off for today. So, cash back on the stream when we saw this all out. This video's 40 minutes now. It's going to take a while to render. So if you guys enjoy this one, and until next time, we will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.